Waiting actively. There are seasons when waiting feels like standing in a silent corridor that stretches farther than the eye can see. The heart carries promises, yet the hands hold nothing tangible. The mind begins to whisper questions into the quiet. Has God heard? Has something been delayed? Has the moment passed? In these hidden places, waiting can easily become heavy, and expectation can quietly drift into uncertainty. Yet waiting in God's kingdom is never empty. It is never wasted time. Scripture uses the Hebrew word kava for waiting, a word that carries a deeper meaning than simple stillness. It means to wait with expectation, to be bound together, to remain in hopeful anticipation. It is not passive resignation, but active trust. It is the posture of a soul that leans toward God, not away from Him. As it is written in Romans 8, verse 25, NKJV. But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance. Waiting, in this sense, becomes an act of perseverance. Hope lives in the space where sight has not yet confirmed what faith already knows. It is the quiet strength of holding on to God's character when circumstances remain unchanged. Waiting becomes an inward reaching, a steady anchoring of the heart in the certainty of who He is. Often, God does His deepest work in the unseen places of waiting, long before anything changes outwardly. Waiting is not only about receiving what was promised, it is about discovering the one who made the promise. In the stillness, the soul learns to shift its focus from the gift to the giver, from the outcome to His presence. Hebrews 10 verse 23 reminds the heart of this unshakable truth. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. Waiting becomes the place where faith takes root more deeply. Not faith in circumstances, but faith in His faithfulness. Because waiting does not mean God is absent. It means He is working, often beyond the reach of human understanding. His timing is not governed by urgency, but by perfection. His silence is never indifference, it is preparation. There is also a sacred mystery hidden within waiting. It binds the heart closer to Jesus. The very essence of kava is connection. Just as strands are twisted together to form something stronger, waiting weaves the soul into deeper intimacy with Him. What once felt like distance becomes closeness. What once felt like delay becomes encounter. The psalmist expresses this beautifully in Psalm 130 verse 5, NKJV. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in His word I do hope. This is not casual waiting. It is waiting with the whole being. It is the quiet surrender of the soul into His presence. It is learning that His presence itself is the fulfillment the heart has always needed. Because before God changes circumstances, He strengthens hearts. Before He releases answers, He deepens trust. Isaiah 40 verse 31 reveals the promise hidden within kava. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Strength is not found in striving, but in waiting. Renewal is not found in control, but in surrender. Waiting becomes the place where divine strength quietly replaces human exhaustion, where peace settles deeper than fear, where the soul learns to rest, even before answers arrive. When the heart begins to understand kava, waiting is no longer seen as interruption, but as transformation. It is no longer a pause in life, but the place where life deepens. It becomes a sacred space where trust matures, where faith becomes steady, and where the presence of Jesus becomes more real than the urgency of outcomes. In this waiting, something holy happens. The soul becomes anchored. His peace becomes the foundation. His presence becomes the breath that sustains. His faithfulness becomes the quiet assurance that nothing has been forgotten, nothing has been overlooked, and nothing is outside His care. And in time, the heart begins to see what was always true. Waiting was never empty. It was never wasted. It was the place where the soul was drawn closer, where trust was strengthened, and where Jesus Himself became the greatest fulfillment. Because sometimes, the greatest miracle is not what arrives at the end of waiting, but who is found within it. Please show your support. Press like and subscribe.